This is my breakdown of the whole season of Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. Now, Power Book 3 continues, with season 2, rather, continue where season 1 left off. And the thing about Raising Kanan, to me, that makes it a more compelling show is they're not trying to do things just to appease the audience. They're not willing to sacrifice the story like Power Book 2 just to have a moment. They're not going to say, well, let's write a sex scene in here and then we got to have somebody die for this episode. They're staying true to the story, and they're trusting the writing, and they're trusting that people are vested into the actual characters than making them just a sideshow Bob freak like they basically done with Power Book 2. Now, everybody's still dealing with the fallout of what happened when Omar Epps' character was shot at the end of the first season by Kanan, when Ra had that situation take place, and the fact that Unique has been framed for the actual attempt and he's in jail, and the fact that Unique is pretty much fighting the case, and it just shows you how quick drug money goes. He don't really have a lawyer. He lost almost everything from his penthouse to all the cars, the jewelry. Goes real quick when you got legal troubles. So now the legal aspect of it is affected. Now you have a lot of different situations that have risen to the forefront as Ra is growing her empire. She's becoming more ambitious. Now she's ready to expand. Already, and go to New Jersey and hit the projects over there. She's talking about moving to a big house. She's got her connect. She won the war with Unique. She's on top. But now Kanan has found out that the cop survives. And it's a whole new world now. As he still refuses to tell on his own son. This season was more brought out to me to be a Marvin series. The character of Marvin was kind of up and down last season. He seemed to always do the wrong thing instead of the right thing and can never get right. But in this story, I felt like he got right. He was forced to do therapy and take it serious. And he's actually learned how to de-escalate situations rather than to use violence right away. And it turned out to be a valuable lesson for him down the road. Now, for me, I was very pleased with how they able to balance both worlds. Like, you didn't get sidetracked by, you know, Ra and her situations with Kanan, and she tried to bond with her son, because she realized I haven't really spent too much time with him. Let me take him on a trip. But the trip was just what it was. It was more some other angle to work with Kanan and get him involved in something in case some things go down. Kanan is getting more, in tune with the notion of I need to be out there running the streets with my boys. As Famous is kicked out of his mom's crib. Now he's got to live on his own, and the youngest brother, he's always baby brother. He wants to be a music producer, and he's seeing that side of the music business with Crown, and he's not liking it. His Ra's telling him exactly what's going on and what's happening, and he's just not feeling it. So now, for me, everything was different. A lot of things had to be, I would say, more feeling. And to me, Marvin had a more feel. Like, you followed his story. And I'm like, okay, you followed his story and cared more about it than any other character, even Kanan. Kanan, to me, took kind of a back seat to his own show. Him trying to figure out who his daddy is when he already knows his daddy. So, that narrative, I think they fail at, but Kanan just fell back completely. He had the one instance where he stomps the guy out and have his first real moment when he takes back the chain and all this stuff from the time they got jacked. But we still haven't gotten to the point to where Kanan gets so disrespectful. And when you get so disrespectful, it leads to a lot of bad things happening. So we haven't seen, like, Jukebox is ruthless. We don't know when we might get that, but Kanan became a heartless individual. When he was mad, his temper was fierce on Power. Now, we got to see how it plays out in season 2. But something will happen that affects both of them. So Rob plays it out with the Italians. Um, Now, she's right about one thing when she warred with the Italians. They're Italian, and yeah, they the mob and all this, and they have connections, but they're in Jersey. This is why I was telling you guys about The Sopranos. New York mobsters don't look at New Jersey as, you know, as real, mob. They're like the off-brand. And that's pretty much how this character is playing, like Tony Soprano. And if you want to operate in Jersey, you got to go through him and all this stuff. But they still got to answer to New York. Now, New York would dictate to them. So it wasn't like, okay, you're a boss and everything else. If they had to make a move somewhere in New York, they had to contact New York to get permission to do their deed in New York without, anyone intervening and making it a mess that's for, the other families. Now, all she wanted to know was that the other New York mobsters wasn't going to get involved, that it was a Jersey versus her situation, her crew from Queens. And she's like, all you have to do is make them bleed. And it's an embarrassment to them that they are even being able to look at it this way. But they're standing down for now. The New York mob. So I'm liking that they kept that element in. Now, the fact that he went to the mobster's son to do a side job and the job went left and his son got killed. In the game, it's like, look, you took the job, you took the risk, you took the responsibility of the job. Period. Sal was making it personal. So I'm saying you got to give me your brother, and there wasn't gonna be no trade-offs. So Unique was brought in through him because he was in jail. He helped his son out while he was getting jumped in prison. So Unique is back in the game, back in position, the whole nine. Um, Unique held this girl hostage, took all Rock's money just to get her attention and let him know, hey, I'm out. But I just wanted to let you know, if I wanted to, I could take everything. And it ends up being a connection to where Ron Unique might end up working together now to go up against the Italians. As Warrell was taken out in the midst of the shootout with the Italians, as the Italians struck back, for Ron not paying attention or taking their words too lightly, and they almost got Raw if it wasn't for Unique. Now, the Connect is gone. They just got shot up. So looks like the Italians won. Ra's crew, her business seems decimated. Marvin got shot. The girl who he was with, she got killed. The one that helped everybody in the therapy, and I think that really changed Marvin. Jukes met her mom, and you saw she felt betrayed with the mom when they found out about her sexuality, and they started whacking her with a with a switch every time they showed that stuff, and that affected her a lot and mentally took her to a different place of coldness. And she came back and beat the poor boy up and went to jail for stomping him out on the streets, which was one of my favorite scenes. Oh no, we just kicking it. No, we together. That's my man. So I was very appreciative to see that happen, and them stay true to it. Next season, what do I look for next season? More growth from Kanan. In this episode, I mean, this season, Kanan was just a really stupid kid. The entire series, he showed more, ingenuity and more intellect in the first season. This season, he was just dumb. The entire season. And Lou, baby brother, he really digressed to me. Like his relationship, his love with this musicianal artist and all this and his beef with Crown and all this stuff with the music. It was just lunacy. And led to the favorite scene is when Raw had to tell him, like, Lou, I'm tired of having the same conversation with you over and over again. I keep waiting for you to figure this out on your own so I don't have to keep telling you. How you nigga? When she laid that line, because she's like, because I'm tired. Like she's tired of it. And we were tired of hearing Lou cry, complain, and then comply. So it's like, look, dude, if you're going to cry and complain about it, then leave. You keep talking about you going to leave and it's never going to happen because you keep thinking something's going to change that ain't going to change. You still there for a reason. So all these things are going to come into effect now that the Connect is turned against them. Season 3 is going to be even hotter because now she's going to need products. She's going to need something. Rob back is against the wall. But I think she'll recover well. Season 3 is going to be a monster. It's already been approved. Season 3 has been approved already, so we're going to see what happens. It's your boy Carcino. I want to say thank everybody, man. Shouts out to everybody who liked the TV shows. And I can't wait for season 3, man. We'll do it this way. Stars still hate my guts, I don't know. I ain't did nothing to them. But I just keep giving y'all the real. Deuces.